Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Brian Kapple with the Athens Real Estate Company. It's Wednesday, August 21st, a little after 12 o'clock. Hey, I'm taking a day off from talking about real estate stuff, so probably a lot of you will be happy. I am going to talk today about cigars. Cigars are a passion of mine. You can see on my share screen right here, this is my go-to person, my go-to guy in Marietta, Ohio, Rocky Cigar Club. That's just a picture of one of the humidors he has. You know what? And I'll talk a little bit more about Rocky, here in just a couple minutes. First off, though, I want to talk just about cigars real quick. I'm going to try to make this under 10 minutes because those seem to go the best, right? So let's talk about the Art of Cigars. So it's a journey through flavor and craftsmanship. So for those of you that smoke cigars, you already know this, but maybe for those of you that don't are just sort of wondering, these are really more than just rolled tobacco. They represent a tradition, an experience, and a journey into the world of refined tastes. So whether you're a seasoned aficionado or just curious about what makes cigars so special, there's always something new to discover about these finely crafted products. And listen, good cigars are works of art. The folks that roll these things are true artists of every definition. And the folks that grow these tobaccos, the same thing. There's so many different things that are going into the seeds, the soil, location, elevation, all this stuff I am learning sort of matters. So a brief history of cigars. So history of cigars dates back to ancient civilizations in Central America, where the people were known to make primitive versions of cigars. Christopher Columbus arrived in the New World, so his encounters with tobacco smoking natives introduced Europe to the practice. If I read this right, the United States is the only place that tobacco originally came from. So its originations came from originations came from the United States, if I'm right. Okay. So over time, cigars evolved in regions like Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and Nicaragua became synonymous with high quality cigar production. Interestingly enough, about Cuban cigars, those back in were the mainstays for so long. When the blockade of Castro's government back in the 60s started, or right before it started, John F. Kennedy instructed one of his aides to go out and buy as many boxes of Cuban cigars as they could because they were gone, couldn't get them anymore. So what happened is, is what typically happens in communist governments. The government took over a lot of the plantations, just like they did with the rum distillers and stuff like that. So they become pretty much an entity for the state. The commercial growers did not want this to happen, so they left, fled Cuba, whatever. They took their Cuban seeds with them, so they relocated, like I said, to the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua. There's some other South American countries that tobacco growing's moving to. So what has happened is, you took the Cuban seed from the sandy, soils of Cuba and took something that was great and moving it to these different areas made it fantastic. So same seed, different soil types, different elevations, different rain amount, all impact these tobacco seeds and when the plants are growing. So quite possibly what's out there now probably could be 15, 20, 25 times better than the original communist times for Cuba, right? So understanding the anatomy of a cigar. So it helps to know the workmanship and how all this stuff complements each other, if you're going to start smoking one. So there are three different components to the anatomy here. So we're talking about the wrapper, the binder, and the filler. So the wrapper, it's the outermost leaf. It's the first thing that you notice about a cigar. The wrappers come in various shades from light Connecticut to dark Maduro, each contributing to the cigar's flavor profile. For instance, Leaf by Oscar Cigars. It comes pre-wrapped in a dried tobacco leaf, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty good marketing thing. I sort of like those leaves. They're pretty good. The light Connecticut's, that's the lighter end, the more mild part, and then the Maduros are up on the other end, probably the right side of this whole cigar taste spectrum. They're a lot richer, a lot darker, sometimes a little more oily. So, but like it says, each of these different wrappers complements or contributes to the cigar's flavor profile. So what's a binder? So beneath the wrapper lies the binder. So it's a leaf that holds the filler tobacco together. So while it's usually not as visually appealing as the wrapper, it plays a crucial role in the cigar's construction, and it does. If there was a "Where's the Beef" commercial, and only a certain generation is going to get that bad dad pun. So, but if there was a "Where's the Beef," it's right here, and it's the filler. So it's the heart of the cigar. The filler is a blend of tobacco leaves, which can be long filler, which are whole leaves, or short filler, which are chopped leaves. The complexity and richness of a cigar's flavor really depends on the filler blend. So, real quickly, where I'm at on time, 6 minutes. All right, doing good. Talking about the experience of smoking a cigar. So, it's not just about the act itself, right? It just has caused I don't know, smoking one of these things just sort of, puts you at peace with some stuff and gives you time to relax, right? Probably, for smoke pipers, the same thing, so probably no different than anything else. It's just another niche to do that, right? So it's about taking time to savor the moment, from the initial cut to the final puff. Every step in smoking a cigar is an integral part of the experience. So we're going to go over, 3 of these different experiences. So cutting, you got to have a good cut. It's essential. Cuts come in the straight cut, V cut, or a punch. Those are the 3 different types. The movies where the guys are biting off the ends of the cigars, I don't happen very much. I don't see anybody really do that. What you want is you want a smooth cut to have an opening that's not blocked, where it doesn't collapse in on itself, and you have a smooth draw without damaging the cigar. Now, sometimes filler types and things like that can, make it so you could have the best cut in the world with the best pair of cutters, and a smooth draw is just not going to happen. But more often than not, if you got to relight that cigar continuously, or if you just got to continuously try to puff on that thing to make it stay lit, you may have not done a good job with your cut. And speaking from experience, sometimes when you sit there and puff on that thing too long to try to get the cigar relit and going again, you can really start to bring out the oils of the tobacco wrapper, the fillers, and everything else back to the end of that cigar. And those oils really don't taste too good, right? So you don't want to spend 15, 20, 25 bucks on a cigar, and then you're going right back in and buying another one because you mucked up the cut. How about lighting a cigar? Well, there's more to it than just lighting a cigar. Patience is key. Use a torch, lighter, or a wooden match to evenly toast the foot of the cigar before drawing the flame toward it. Avoid using a lighter with fuel that can alter the cigar's flavor. So we're talking about cigar lighters there. I had a little accident in my garage, so I've been banned from lighting cigars in the garage in this form or fashion. I used to use slivers of cedar, which is a common thing, and a lot of the good shops do it, and or have them available at least. But I used to light them with cedar, and I put it out, the piece of cedar, and stuck it in my ashtray. But unfortunately, wind was coming through a back door in my garage in a way that it sort of reconstituted the flame. And I ended up melting $300-400 worth of fishing lures that were all plastic. So yeah, good time. Nothing like having to call your wife before she gets home to say, look, don't get mad. Everything is fine. The ritual, that's the last thing, right? Once lit, take your time. Unlike cigars, I'm sorry, unlike cigarettes, cigars are meant to be smoked slowly. You enjoy them. The flavors evolve as you smoke, with each third of the cigar revealing different nuances. That's true. You have to buy the correct cigars for that to happen. And, best thing to do is go in and talk to somebody at a cigar shop. Let's talk about pairing. This is my favorite thing. One of the pleasures of cigar smoking is pairing your cigar with a complementary drink. The right pairing can elevate the flavors of both the cigar and the beverage. So here are some combinations. So whiskey, this is my favorite. Whether you prefer to drink a smoky scotch or a smooth bourbon, whiskey's rich flavors can complement a wide range of cigars, enhancing the earthy, spicy, or sweet notes. That is true. Cigar Aficionado magazine, the last issue I got had, well, they always do pairings with cigars and whiskey. Excuse me. In this episode, though, I was a little taken aback because I saw some bottom shelf stuff like, oh my gosh, I just had it. I'll think of it before I'm done. It's a bottom shelf, but it was a bonded bottle of it. They had some different Old Foresters on there. I'm a huge Old Forester fan. I've got 2 bottles sitting up right now in my collection. The Prohibition era and also the bonded are good, but quite honestly, I've had 3 or 4 other variations. Southern Comfort, that's it. A bottle of bonded Southern Comfort. Now, who would believe that would be something that you bond with some good cigars, right? But I'd probably try it. So anyway, go buy yourself some good bourbon and enjoy it like that. Coffee is another good, drink that pairs very well with cigars, especially chocolatey or nutty undertones. I used to drink chock full of nuts, which hence the name says that it has a lot of nutty undertones, and the chock full of nuts was extremely good with coffee. Also rum. I've not done this. Aged rum. This says with its sweetness and complexity, oh Lord, can bring out the best in a medium to full-bodied cigar. So I may just end up trying some rum. Looking at where I'm time. Okay, I'm a little over 10, but we're almost done. Something also that you need to know about cigars. So you have to store them correctly in a humidor. They need the right environment to age and maintain their quality. So this is what the humidor does. So it's a box designed to keep cigars at the optimal humidity level, usually around 65 to 70%. Proper storage ensures your cigars don't dry out or become too moist, both of which can ruin the smoking experience. Too dry, hard to cut. You won't get a good cut. It's going to flake off. Wrapper's probably going to undo itself as you're smoking it. Too moist, you won't be able to keep it lit. Sometimes too moist, you get moldy cigars. Once they start growing, you know how white mold or any type of mold does. Once it starts, you don't stop it. So then you don't want to be throwing out a whole collection. When choosing your humidor, some things to think about. Size, select one that fits the amount you want to have. I have 250 cigar. Basically, it's sort of like a wine humidor, but it's obviously made for cigars. Heats in the winter, cools in the summer. I keep it at 64 degrees, usually between 68 to 70 degrees. Seal, make sure it seals. Tupperware, large Tupperware bowls will work. And here in just a second, I'm going to show you what would work excellent in Tupperware. Humidification systems. So sometimes folks use a sponge, they use an electronic device. I use, and I am not endorsed by these guys, but I use Bovita. This is a 4-pack. This is 69 degree relative humidity. Each, so the 4 will do 60 cigars. So I just do the math, with the amount of cigars I have. I always was sort of wondering about how my humidification process was working, and it's working good. I just buttoned up a box of Cuban cigars that had been in there just shy of 2 years. They were excellent. So talk about the community and culture of smoking cigars. So it is honestly just as much about the community as it is the stick itself. The world of cigars is filled with enthusiasts that are eager to share our knowledge and experiences, right? So whether you're enjoying a solitary smoke in your backyard or discussing, the latest releases with friends at a lounge, they have a unique way of bringing people together. And I can tell you what, I believe that, because my brother-in-law was here just last weekend from Florida, took him to Rocky's Cigar Shop. And I'm going to change a little bit of what he said, but there was probably 10 of us talking. And, one of the things he said is he had never met an Adam Henry in a cigar lounge. So, I'll help you with the Adam Henry. Just do the hooked on phonics and sound it out, and you'll figure it out pretty quick. Also, when we were there on Friday night, 4 guys came in from Cleveland, Ohio, northeast Ohio. And we started talking, and I was shocked to find out that one of them, when I was an operations captain at Ohio University Police Department, I had bought or set up where they were the supplier for our SRT team's tactical body armor. So small world, right? You never know who you're going to come across. Look, I'm going to talk about Rocky Cigar Club of Marietta real quick. Like I said, Rocky's my guy. I try to go there all the time. This is just a shot of one of the humidors he had or has. He does have a members only club. There's a lot of pretty cool benefits to it. So you do get unlimited access into his shop. I think every month, I think I'm close to this number. This is not a quote. Every month, I think you get $50 back in store credit and then 10% off of boxes of cigars. So he's got large screen TVs in there, snacks for the club members. There's Rocky himself right there. As you can see, Rocky is a connoisseur of cigars. So, this guy has the only cigar lounge in probably about 100-mile radius, easy, going in some directions that you can go buy a stick, you can go and smoke and sit down and talk to good company. So listen, this is Brian Kapple, Athens Real Estate Company. If you're in the Marietta area and want to know about cigars, stop in and see Chuck. Tell him Brian sent you in, and if you don't know about cigars, you will when you walk out that door. I'll guarantee it. And I have to do a shameless real estate plug. That's what all of this is about. So, I cover Southeast Ohio, Washington County, down the Ohio River to Gallipolis, and then throw in Jackson, Benton counties, and a little bit of Hocking. And I can take care of your real estate needs. So if you're wanting information for buying or selling, reach out to me by text message. It's 740-629-2513. Also got a couple social media accounts, so you can message me through those, or you can just call Athens Real Estate Company and they'll connect us. So hope everybody has a safe Wednesday afternoon, and I'll try to pull another one of these off by the end of this week. So, hey, thanks everybody. Have a great day.